A real person, real alpha, a real go-getter, they ain't saying shit about nobody.
Correct.
That's why you will never, ever hear me dropping somebody's name, running my mouth about somebody. When you are trying to take away something that I worked so hard for because you have a thing against me, and a lot of people who are jealous, I'm a man. So I offend a lot of other so-called men.
Mm-hmm.
Just to cut to the chase.
Understood.
All right?
Yep.
It took a lot for me to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't easy. It's the hardest thing a person can ever do in the world is be a man. Real dude.
Yep.
From working out to eating to family to doing all the shitty shit, you ain't happy a lot.
Correct.
A lot.
True.
So all this the people want to talk about, oh man, I ain't happy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I ain't supposed to be. So when you live that way, and people know you ain't lying, and they saw the work you put in, it makes a motherfucker feel alpha. Makes an alpha feel a little bit weird around you. So after a while, when you exceed the standards of the military, exceed the standards of Navy SEALs, and you're constantly going to this direction, you're some fat, dumb black dude couldn't swim. Now you exceeding the standard? Starts to rub some people the wrong way. And I would tell people about it. Not like talking to them, but we gotta be better. Like, when you try to take that from me, I don't care who likes me, I'm going to attack you head on. You're gonna see my face. I'm not gonna cower. I'm gonna call you the out. I'm gonna bring my shit because I earned that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of times, there's a lot of quiet times, a lot of failure, a lot of disappointments, a lot of starting from scratch. But that's when I started to develop a different mentality. And I started to develop a mentality of, this is where it's at. Where you find out where you're at is when you're at the lowest part of your life. So I started to develop a whole new mindset. Like, the lowest part of my life used to make me feel bad. The lowest part of my life now, it actually gives me strength because I know so many people stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they quit.
Right.
When they get to the sewer of life, versus looking at it saying, oh yeah, motherfucker, now let's see what the is up. Let's see what the is up now. Let's see the millions of men out here in this world not going where I'm willing to go now. This is where people stop. And this is where I started to develop the different mentality is. You want to test my resolve? You want to test my ability to go the distance? You want to see where your life ends and mine begins? That's where that mentality started for me. Because I started saying, man, you always end up in the dungeon. You got to find strength in that motherfucker. No one else does. So that Rocky movie was a little bit of a spark, but to become that person, it takes a lot.
Would you say you've built this almost like sadistic quality where you almost enjoy the pain?
I don't enjoy it. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary. So every morning I wake up, it's not just about working out, but for me, working out has been a very big part of my mental growth. So for me, if I am not challenging myself every day, and I swear to God, people will not believe it. I was over almost 300 pounds twice in my life. A person that does that twice in his life does not enjoy cardiovascular activity. Okay?
Yeah.
So people can put anything they want to in their head. I did realize one thing. The things I don't enjoy that I still do, that's where growth is at. And that's, for me, the only place growth is at is in that very uncomfortable, in that uncomfortable zone.
Yeah.
So I have to visit it every single day. I don't know what you went through. I don't know what you're going through. I didn't wear the shoes you wore when you were a kid. I didn't grow up in your up house. I didn't have your up family. I don't know shit about you. So guess what I do? Shut the up. Because real men don't say shit. Because first of all, we're too busy trying to grind and be better.
Correct.
Second of all, unless we know what we know, we shut our mouths.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, there's not many real men who live by that creed of like, if you're on social media running your mouth and shit, you're just a bitch.
Correct.
Honestly, and that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch. Real men ain't doing it. Real men don't care about that gossipy bullshit. Get to work, man.
Correct.
That's it. So the most important conversation is one you have with yourself. You have to change that conversation. If you're a negative person and all you talk about is, I'm not good enough here, that person, that's not how that works. That accountability mirror has two sides to it. You call yourself out and you also start to have these small victories. The small victories, don't have this big grandiose, like to be a Navy SEAL. Trust me, man, don't do what I did. I had very limited time to do what I did. So my accountability mirror became huge and grandiose. It's too much for the brain to comprehend. The brain can comprehend, I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months, which I did. That's too much. You quit doing that. I quit 100 times during the process. Just look at it. If your goal is 106 pounds, be happy when you lose a pound. Progress is always about moving forward, not moving back, not staying stagnant, moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time. I've been stretching out now for almost 6 years. I take all these steps back. I see that I'm going forward. My body's trying to go forward. I've been patient and patient. Now it's 2019. I've been doing this for almost 6 years. About to go back to bad water 135.
You talk about it. Biking across the country, not across your town
right,
or your state, running that many miles. Doesn't necessarily require athletic talent. Like, you don't have to be born. Okay. Do you think that anybody, and it's not about when they finish, they don't need to finish second or 20th,
right.
Do you think anybody that put their mind to it and did the training, gave up everything, could do some of those races?
Yes.
You do?
But they cannot do it with my body.
Got it. Explain that.
If you're healthy, I've never been healthy. Like, people think that the races I did in the military broke me. I was broken way before then. Numerous health problems before I even got in the military.
Really?
Numerous. I've only dissected 44 years of my life. While I'm still living, I'm still in my live autopsy. So, right now, until I'm dead, I'm still examining human potential. How far can the mind go? How far can we go as human beings? So that's, I call myself the Stephen Hawking of the mind. He was obsessed with everything he ever dove into. The guy couldn't walk or anything, so he was like, the mind. It's one thing he didn't want to lose. And I became obsessed with it because it's the one thing that controlled me. So I became obsessed with this. What is this thing up here that just has me on a tightrope and just walks me into all these horrible decisions I make and makes me feel so pathetic and weak and insignificant and dumb and stupid and everything. I got to get control of this thing. But it's amazing that once you get control of that thing, how far you can go.
What sort of things are you doing to get control of your mind? Is it still these fitness challenges and things, or is it?
Fitness challenges are part of it, but it's mostly now really, I'm big into visualization and also self-talk. But also, like, where do I want to be in life? Where do I see myself? And then I start making these plans and how I'm going to get there. And I don't deviate from that plan. So that's kind of how I do them now. I mean, it's a lot more to it than that, but it's a lot of quiet time. I shut out a lot of noise. I only have people in my life that need to be there. If you don't need to be in my life, I'm not about acquiring more friends. I'm not about noise. I'm about, okay, are you trying to go somewhere? You can jump on board. If not, I don't want to hear all your problems. Do you have a solution for your problem? That's what I'm all about right now. So I'm not about whining, bitching, complaining. I'm about, okay, we need to go this way.